Hello again. I am back, and right after one day after my last update, but I have more to share. So, first up, I thought I'd hit the classics first off. Not much of a classic, but I am a Bela Lugosi fan, and it was only $1 brand new, so I picked up Ghosts on the Loose with, is it the East Side Kids? Yeah, the East Side Kids. I haven't seen this in years, and how I saw it before was on one of those EP tapes back in the day. But for $1, it's released by Good Times, and couldn't help but not pass that up for $1 there. And one I've wanted in my collection for a while and finally got a little while back, but I still haven't opened it, watched it yet, is Jimmy Stewart in Harvey. And if you haven't seen it, you like the classic screwball comedies, he plays an alcoholic who happens to have a 6-foot-tall invisible friend that happens to be a rabbit. It's quite hysterical, and make a great double feature with Bringing Up Baby or something along those lines. Okay, next up is a few items I've picked up that I wouldn't mind I had in my collection, but were always a little pricey or whatnot, or just couldn't find good deals, and along they came. First one up, I went into Fry's not too long ago, and for $3 in their clearance rack, I got Martin Scorsese's The King of Comedy with Robert De Niro and Jerry Lewis and Sandra Bernhardt. Probably the only movie I'd probably be able to stomach her in, but she does actually a really good job for playing a psycho, so that works. And next up was Big Lots for $2. Two great performances in Bestseller. James Woods and Brian Dennehy, one playing a hitman, one playing a retired cop turned writer, and the hitman trying to get him to write his life story. And it is a really, really good film. It's one of those that kind of came and went in theaters, and critics loved it, but the public didn't really discover it. And the other big deal I got was, or great deal, was for $6.99. I got the 3-disc deluxe edition of Black Hawk Down, Ridley Scott's film there, and just got done watching it again tonight, and the movie holds up even better than I remember it. And I remember being in the theater, it jiggling a lot, and like it's in some craziness, and there is still some jiggling, but not as near as much as I remember it. And that either means, one, gotten used to a lot of movies using that technique, or number two, it was toned down for what Ridley Scott really wanted, and maybe because of the violent scenes, that's why they shook the camera around a lot. I am not sure, but I was even looking for it once I noticed it really wasn't there. I mean, it's there a little bit, but not much. So those were some great deals that I got recently. Okay, next up, a couple things I got in the mail. Haven't opened up one and watched it yet, but I got a couple of Gene Rollins flicks. Lips of Blood, which, I don't know, is like poetry on film, but it'll either bore you or you'll love it. I like some of his work. Some others put me to sleep. And the other one I got was Demoniacs, or Demoniacs, or however you want to pronounce it. And, not 100% sure. Both from Salvation. I can tell you, I've already seen Demoniacs, but before, and Lips of Blood I just watched recently for the first time. They're not Living Dead Girl, but there's enough out of them that they're worthwhile. And to wrap things up for my last two videos, a couple of horror films. One, definitely do not recommend, warning, and the other one I highly recommend, those especially who like extreme horror films. The first one up is called Stash. Got it in the mail today. of course, you look at the cover, you're thinking extreme. And even says on here, an unrelenting, nerve-wracking, and outstanding slice of madness. It's not unrelenting. It was never nerve-wracked. It wasn't outstanding by any means. And there's not much slicing of madness in there. The only good thing is Deborah Vashon shows up in it, and I've always been a fan of hers. She's played in a lot of movies I don't care for, but she's played in quite a few I do. Anyways, they're selling it like it's like Hostel or many of the other new wave of extreme horror. We'll say scrapbookish type thing or something along those lines. But what it actually is a big, huge hillbilly type guy that grows pot, and two guys that work for him decide to try to rip him off one weekend, and he catches them in the act, and he makes a deal that he won't kill them if they'll bring a different girl every night for the next 3 nights, because he's got women down in his basement that he tortures. More focuses on characters and stuff, so it's trying to be a movie, but it just doesn't quite work. And when you don't have the budget or the acting chops or anything else that goes along with it, what else can you say? You might want to go with the extreme, which this one never really does. There is one rape scene in it that I'm not big on the rape in films at all, but it was so unrealistic that you didn't even really notice it was a rape scene. And now to finish off, one I do highly recommend, especially those who love extreme cinema, is the unrated version of Inside. If you notice on the front there, it's obviously a pregnant lady's belly and a scissor is about ready to puncture it. It is extreme, it is disgusting, but it's well acted, well made, well written, downright disturbing, frightening, and really disgustingly gory, intestines plopping out, all kinds of stuff there. But it is so brutal, violent, it lives up to its reputation. If you get a chance to pick it up, definitely recommend it. But not for anybody who likes fun horror, because there's not much fun about going on in this thing. It's just really intense and really disgusting and extreme at the same time. Well, that's it for this time around, and see you next time. Thanks.